Good morning/afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is DH. I was born and raised in South Korea. Currently live in Seoul. I'm currently with Asiana Airlines, flying A320 over 2,500 hours total time, covering domestic and international routes, mostly in Asia area. I would describe myself as a safety-focused, disciplined pilot who values standard operating procedures, good CRM, and continuous learning. I used to work multicultural environments like here in Europe. I believe that I work well in multicultural crews and remain calm and methodical under pressure, allowing me to make clear decisions and support team performance. I am particularly interested in Etihad because of its employee-friendly corporate culture, diverse destination, and modern fleet, and I believe my experience and attitude would allow me to contribute positively to the flight deck and the company. There are several reasons why I want to join Etihad Airways. First, I've personally experienced the airline's high standards when I flew with Etihad to Abu Dhabi for my internship. That was the first time I used Middle East Airline and impressed by professionalism and multicultural teamwork which match my own values as a pilot. Another reason is Etihad's modern fleet and global network offer excellent opportunities to learn and grow. I'm motivated by your high standards in training, maintenance, and operations, and I'd love to contribute my skills and dedication to the team. Also, my private and commercial instructors at the U.S. joined here a few years ago, and they consistently praise the company for its strong employee support and excellent roster system. Both of them encourage me to apply Etihad Airways. I'm inspired by Etihad's achievements and continued expansion. Joining the airline would be a meaningful step forward in my career and a chance to work with a company I truly admire. My family is very supportive of my potential move to Abu Dhabi. They understand that it's a great opportunity for my career growth, and they encourage me to take on new challenges and experiences. Their support gives me confidence to adapt quickly and focus fully on my work. The only issue is being separated from my family. I understand that after a few months of employment, employees can use staff travel benefits. They said that they would like to visit Abu Dhabi from time to time. As a pilot, I spent most of my time in Korea with the local Korean crews. It was a great experience, but I had limited opportunities to learn new things. I believe that continuous learning and skill improvement as a pilot is essential for maintaining safety and efficiency in flight operations. Working in a multicultural environment like Etihad Airways would be a valuable experience for growing as not only experienced, competent pilot, but also a global pilot. At Etihad, I expect a strong safety culture, high training standards, and an environment that supports continuous learning. In return, Etihad can expect a professional, safety-focused pilot with a strong work ethic, good teamwork, and a commitment to SOPs and continuous improvement. Etihad Airways should hire me because I bring a strong safety mindset, professionalism, and the ability to adapt quickly to company SOPs and a multicultural operating environment. I am a reliable team player, committed to continuous learning, and focused on delivering safe, efficient operations while upholding Etihad's standards and values. I believe my experience and attitude would allow me to contribute positively to the flight deck and the company. The advantages will be operates flights to over 100 destinations worldwide, covering multiple regions, provides international exposure and opportunities to experience different airspaces, cultures, and operations. Crew and staff come from diverse cultural backgrounds, which enhances teamwork and CRM skills, promotes a collaborative and inclusive culture. One challenge might be adapting to a new culture and environment, as living and working in Abu Dhabi is different from what I'm used to. However, I see this as an opportunity to grow, learn, and become more adaptable. I'll try to make some new friends, hobby, so that I could enjoy my life outside of the work. I am confident that with an open mind and willingness to learn, I can overcome these challenges and grow both personally and professionally. Stress is a response to pressure or challenges, and I manage it by staying calm, prioritizing tasks, and focusing on SOPs. Long-haul flights and challenging airports can be stressful, but I believe the greatest source of stress often comes from interpersonal relationships. I've learned how important it is to communicate well, delegate tasks, and keep the mood up on every flight with all crew. If the atmosphere is negative, it can affect the entire flight. For those reasons, I believe the most important thing is maintaining positive relationships and a good atmosphere with the crew. A leader is someone who influences and inspires people to work toward a shared vision or goal. A manager is someone who plans, organizes, and controls resources to achieve specific objectives efficiently. Leader inspires and motivates people. Manager controls and supervises people. A manager makes sure the work is done correctly and on time. As a leader, I value clear communication, responsibility, and teamwork. I believe a good leader listens to others, makes thoughtful decisions, but also supports the team under pressure. Let me tell you this: Jeju Island in Korea is known for having gusty winds. On one flight, the captain was the pilot flying, and we attempted the approach 3 times, but had to go around each time. As we were running low on fuel, we discussed the situation and decided to divert to Seoul. During the diversion, I noticed that the captain looked very pale and unwell. It seemed to me that, as the captain, he felt responsible for everything and was trying to handle the situation on his own. Since the weather in Seoul was good and the captain appeared very fatigued, I suggested that I take over the landing. The captain agreed, and we were able to land safely in Seoul. After landing, the captain told me that after 3 go-arounds, he had been trying to carry too much responsibility alone, and he thanked me for speaking up. Through this experience, I learned that even as a first officer, there are moments when leadership and assertive communication are essential for safety. As a pilot, I value good decision-making, clear communication, and remaining calm under pressure. Making timely and well-judged decisions is critical for safety. Clear communication ensures effective coordination with the crew and air traffic control. Staying calm under pressure allows me to think clearly and handle unexpected situations safely. As pilot, we can save fuel by use single-engine taxi when conditions allow. CDA, continuous descent approaches. From top of descent until approach aim to have an idle thrust descent with no level-offs. LDA, low drag approaches, delay flap, and gear extension to minimize drag but still be able to make a safe and stable approach. Use lower cost index, follow optimizes flight plans and optimum flight levels and routing. Reduce use of APU on ground. Once, I showed up to the plane, the logbook hadn't been signed over from maintenance, and captain said, "Let's just go and come back. We'll have him sign it when we get back." I said to him politely, "I don't feel comfortable with this. Let's just call maintenance real quick and we'll get him over here. We'll try to make up the time on the turn and we'll get back on time." He took a moment to consider it, then he said, "Okay." So I called the maintenance and we ended up blocking out 5 minutes late. We arrived to our destination on time and got back. Later on, the captain said that leaving without signing would have made him feel uncomfortable too, and he appreciated that I had spoken up. I learned once again that when it comes to serious procedural deviations, it is essential to be assertive and speak up. I think a bad captain is who doesn't listen to team members, blames others for their mistakes instead of taking care. A good captain listens to teammates and respects their idea, motivates the crew during tough situations, like giving advices. If a captain is not following company procedures or is creating a clear threat to flight safety, I believe it should be reported in accordance with company policy. However, if it does not rise to that level, I don't think every issue necessarily needs to be reported. Sometimes it's simply a difference in working style or crew chemistry. In those cases, I would first rely on CRM, communicate directly when appropriate, and focus on completing the flight safely and professionally. I don't mind being corrected for my mistakes because it helps me learn and improve sometimes. But if my captain ignores me, I would try to communicate clearly and respectfully, using standard aviation phraseology. After the flight, I would address the situation privately and professionally to clarify whether there was any misunderstanding. A good communicator can express ideas clearly, politely, and an effective communicator ensures the message is understood, accepted, and leads to the desired outcome. The most challenging part of my training was the initial Airbus type training. It required adapting to a new aircraft, strict SOPs, and high-performance standards, especially during a period of reduced flying due to COVID-19. The pass standard got higher, but it strengthened my discipline, preparation, and systems knowledge. And I successfully completed the training. Effective communication is about ensuring mutual understanding. It's not just about delivering a message clearly, but ensuring the other person truly understands it. My fellow pilots would say that I am someone easy to work with. They would describe me as someone who communicates clearly, always puts safety and teamwork first, create a positive cockpit atmosphere. Communication breakdowns can occur due to several factors. Common causes include fatigue, stress, high workload, and time pressure, which can reduce situational awareness. Cultural differences and language barriers can also lead to misunderstandings. In addition, authority gradient, lack of assertiveness, and assumptions instead of clear confirmation can prevent effective communication. I believe that's why we use standard phraseology or even body language in the cockpit to make it clear. It helps clarify intent and ensures accurate understanding, particularly when verbal communication may be limited due to language barriers or high workload. For instance, during the landing phase, The captain and I may use a thumbs-down hand signal to confirm the gear-down instruction, while the pilot not flying is communicating with ATC communication. Once, we received a GPWS warning on final approach in VMC conditions. Although the SOP allowed for correcting the flight path, we decided to initiate a go-around because we were not familiar with the airport and could not be 100% certain that terrain clearance was assured. After returning to base, we reported the event to the chief pilot. As a result, the team issued a notice to alert other crew members about the possibility of GPWS warnings on final at that airport. Through this experience, I reinforced my belief that when safety is involved, it must always come first, even if that means compromising on cost or schedule. Criticism is feedback or evaluation about someone's performance or behavior that points out areas for improvement. During an approach into Tokyo Haneda Airport as a pilot flying, I experienced an important learning from captain's feedback for the approach. Haneda is a high-density airport, and the Jeppesen arrival procedures include numerous speed and altitude restrictions. I was highly focused on complying precisely with every published constraint. While doing so, I began to notice that the aircraft ahead of us was getting closer than expected. At that point, the captain intervened and pointed out that, while following procedures is important, being a pilot also means flying proactively. He emphasized that we should not rely solely on ATC, and when necessary, we should actively manage the situation, such as requesting the cancel speed restrictions to maintain safe spacing and smooth traffic flow. After that experience, I started making a conscious effort to look beyond individual restrictions and focus on the overall traffic picture. It helped me develop better situational awareness, think further ahead, and adopt a wider perspective during busy terminal operations. Ultimately, it made me a more proactive and effective pilot. I handle criticism by listening carefully and keeping an open mind. I focus on understanding the feedback rather than taking it personally. If the criticism is constructive, I use it as an opportunity to improve my skills and performance. Fatigue reduces alertness and judgment, increasing errors and safety risks in operations. Maintaining physical and mental fitness is essential for safe flying. I prioritize regular exercise with a focus on cardiovascular fitness, strength, and flexibility, which helps me remain alert and physically capable in the cockpit. I follow a balanced, nutrient-rich diet to support sustained energy levels and concentration. In addition, I place strong emphasis on getting adequate sleep to manage fatigue and ensure optimal decision-making and situational awareness. I usually rest by exercising, such as going for a run, or by taking a short walk or reading a book. Stepping away from work for a while helps me clear my mind, recharge, and return feeling more focused and energized. This allows me to stay productive and manage stress effectively. During a flight from Incheon to Saigon, the weather at the destination was rainy but above approach minima, and other aircraft were landing, so we continued the approach. However, during our landing attempt, a heavy rain shower suddenly reduced visibility, and we executed a go-around. We attempted a second approach, but another rain shower affected the runway, so we discontinued again. I discussed the situation with the captain, considering the weather and fuel status, and we decided that diverting was the safest option. We diverted to Cambodia safely, and later returned to Saigon once the weather improved. This experience reinforced the importance of sound decision-making, effective crew communication, and prioritizing safety over schedule pressure.